Stormwood & Associates is a production of the Nerd and Tie Podcast Network. For more podcasts from actual play to true crime to witchcraft, go to nerdandtie.com or join our community on Discord by finding an invite at nerdandtie.com/discord. Over 100 years ago, the dark wizard Halliwell prophesied his return, but Sheriff Aesop Stormwood swore his descendants would stop him. He created Stormwood & Associates with the sole purpose of defeating Halliwell in the future. It failed. Now the young Raz Stormwood and her friends have been framed for a crime they didn't commit, and they've escaped to the Morris Halata Underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive operating on the edge of society. If you have a problem, they can solve it. But don't get in their way, or else you might get caught in the eye of the storm. Stormwood & Associates stars Gen Proc as Raz Stormwood, Nick Izumi as Bill Carpathia, Kyle Johnson as Tristan Babbitt, and Trey Dorn as NK and Kel O'Reilly. Our scene opens up in the Stormwood Clubhouse on a casual Wednesday afternoon. Where is everybody right now?
Bill is at the office. He's kind of flicking. He has that coin that he got from Pat out, just kind of flipping it around in his hands.
Okay. Well, Babbitt, where are you? What are you doing?
Babbitt is just making a sandwich.
At the clubhouse?
Yes.
Okay. Technically, there's more than one place that Babbitt could be making a sandwich. That's, you know. And what's Raz doing?
Raz fell asleep on the couch to one of her favorite westerns again.
All right. I'll say Kelly is watching the western.
Yeah.
And NK is tweaking some modification to the truck. As there is a knock at the alley door.
Huh.
Babbitt will go get it.
Yeah, Raz is asleep, so she doesn't hear it. I know I'm usually the one who goes gets it, but...
Yeah, anybody want to get that? Because I cannot be the person who does. As I do not have corporeal hands.
Yeah, Babbitt will go do it.
All right. Standing at the door when you open it is Mikhail Enris holding a whole bunch of stuff. Could you help me with this? Yes. He just starts putting, like, things in your hands, Babbitt. Like,
okay.
This large, metal frame and, like, several, like, pieces of electronics. And as soon as he literally takes everything in his hands and put them in your arms and then walks right past you.
Okay, yeah, let me just put this down. Okay, yeah. All right. Come on in.
He disappears into the back and you hear the safe room doors open, and he returns back out with the Tristones of Nacurr that you've collected, and the football. Okay. Because is Miss Stormwood going to join us?
Hey, boss. Boss, Mikhail Emrys is here.
What?
Mikhail's
Good morning.
morning.
It is.
Except it's the mid-afternoon.
It's 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, hey, Mikhail. Ooh.
I would
What
have
up?
come. I would have come earlier, but I had to wait for us to finish cleaning up after the lunch rush. He's just like, he is taking the stuff out of. He's gone to the ping pong table and is just like laying out things on the ping pong table, and he has started to. He's taken the stuff back from you, Babbitt, and has started assembling some sort of device with the Tristones of Nacurr. So I believe I have solved your problems with... I believe I have figured out the entirety of what needs to be done to destroy the Stone of Rebirth.
Sweet.
There is a slight addendum that I did not realize when we began this pursuit, is that it is very important that we not do it here.
Why?
Well, the amount of magical energy output by destroying the Stone of Rebirth would likely wipe out roughly... Well, have you heard of the Yellowstone supervolcano?
Oh.
It would do that,
Okay.
only twice as big.
Okay.
It would be bad. It is. There is a lot of magical energy in this item. And the discharge... Now, the good news is that there are places we could safely destroy the Stone of Rebirth if we, or I should say you, because I have no intention of being a part of this in case it goes wrong. If the destruction was executed at a convergence of enough ley lines, the energy would be distributed across those ley lines equally, to little to no danger to those within probably a 20-foot radius. Don't be within 20 feet when you do the thing.
Okay.
Which is better than an entire city.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or
a little bit.
a continent.
We're really talking about something that big?
Look, do you see this? And he points at the football.
Yes.
This is the most powerful... This creates a whole-ass person.
A
Including
whole ass person.
He
Come
just
on, you know
stares
what he
at
meant.
you. Mikhail is just like still pointing, and it's just kind of frozen his expression. It's just staring at you. This, from the ether, reclaims the same soul of the person connected to it and puts it in a fully generated clone body of that person, along with reconstructing all of the memories of that person. Do you understand the amount of energy to accurately recreate a person's genome from scratch, let alone the rest of that?
A lot.
Yes, Mr. Carpathia. A lot. Don't you have a master's degree?
I'm one of the best, yes.
Yeah, okay. This is why the way magical regulation works in Western society is garbage and must be dismantled. Anyways, Anyways, this device, and he points at now the fully assembled device, which is, it's not small. It can sit on top of the the ping pong table, but the entire thing is like it's this large triangular thing that's probably about each side's probably about probably about 2.5 feet per side of the triangle. And the 3 Tristones of Nacurr are embedded in it. And and there's a place on the top of it as it kind of comes up as a low pyramid. There's a place on the top to place the football on top of it. This device must be placed accurately within a few dozen feet at a ley line convergence of probably a level 10 ley line convergence. There are, fortunately for us, 3 in the North American continent. And one of them is in Halcyon, Williams. The other one's in the Yucatan and the other one's in Canada, so I really think the Halcyon Williams is the way to go. Now,
sounds like our best option.
Why do I know... NK wonders, why do I know the name of the town Halcyon Williams? Why is that familiar? Okay, fine. I guess I can Google that for you. Jeez. All right. Halcyon Williams. Okay, so I got a news article here from a few years ago that the town was evacuated due to a chemical spill. And it looks like it's been deemed unsafe for humanoid inhabitants for like the next 100 years.
Oh.
So you guys have fun with that.
That's not great.
No, I don't think so. Like, there's a bunch of rumors on, like, Reddit about, like, something else happening, but, it's the same cranks who, it's like, it's popular with the flat earth theorists.
Oh, great.
Okay, Mikhail, did you look into, like, how people would get into said town before bringing up? No, I pulled up leyline convergence charts out of my books. Do you think why would I use the internet for that? Kel just sighs. Okay, so the town originally had 2 routes in and out. Both were closed off and sealed prior to when the U.S. military apparently evacuated, along with some federal government agency. Great. And unfortunately, the one of them was a passage over this ravine, which is, I don't think any of you are capable of climbing that when that bridge was taken out. And the other is a tunnel, which has been caved in and destroyed. The rest is effectively impassable mountains. What about that part there? NK points to because he's pulled up the map. Halcyon Williams is in a box canyon. It's like, it was a former like ski resort town. But there is a NK's pointing to the area where like a ski resort was south of town. It looks like that resort is on both sides of the mountain. There probably has to be like some way over that mountain, right? Like there have to be trails.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Like, but that means you can't drive there. I mean, I'm not a big fan of climbing a mountain, but if it means we can destroy Halliwell, that's probably good, right? That's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to find
We
some...
gotta do what we gotta do.
I mean, it's a pretty high... We're going to probably want some cold weather gear if you get to that altitude.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, cold weather sounds like a nice relief. It has been too hot here for my taste.
That's because you refuse to, like, not wear... Like, you wear, like, full slacks and a button-up shirt every day.
Because it's a good look.
Shorts, tank tops. These are clothes that most of us own and occasionally wear when we live in a place where it's regularly over 100 degrees in August.
This is true.
Yeah, whatever.
Sunscreen also helps.
I have sunscreen. It's like SPF 1000. I get burned with anything less.
Right, but, you know, that's... You just put that on when you wear... Just, seriously, Bill... I understand that you're afraid of people seeing your abs.
We're not going to touch that right now.
You hear from the rafters, I'm willing to touch it. It's Vara is like lying on like one of the support struts in the office, and pretty much you hadn't noticed she's been there the whole time.
Uncomfortable. Anyway.
Yeah, I think she's drunk. Only a little.
Point is, if we can do something to end Halliwell, maybe we can get, back to living kind of normally.
And he's clearly trying to do something to replace this Stone of Rebirth. So if we don't destroy it now, he might find a way to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And especially, because we, pushed Royce off a cliff. Good job on that, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
What a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we should pack.
Yep.
And, Mikhail, thank you for doing the modification to the truck. Oh, yes, it is ridiculous that we live in a world with such fantastical abilities, yet simple things like this are not done all over the place.
Modification?
So, the truck's electric.
Uh-huh.
And, you know how, like, you can use magic to generate electricity?
Yeah.
Obviously.
So, Mikhail's made a modification to the charger on the truck where you can, if an arcane channeler, like, say, Bill here, wanted to, he could charge up the truck without us plugging in.
Oh.
Yeah, so,
nice.
Bill, you want to take a look at it?
Yes.
Okay, so, head over to the truck. Under the charging panel, which pops open, there is, besides the plugs, because it can still be charged traditionally, there is effectively a knob with an arrow pointing to it, like a doorknob.
Cool. Okay.
You want to touch it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Bill. As you touch the knob, you feel a jolt as a chunk of your energy is pulled out of you.
Ah!
You expend 1 sweet move point.
Jeez. Can't deny it works.
Yeah, that'll give us
Cool.
probably about 400 miles.
Huh. Nice.
Which is going to be very handy taking the truck to a place in the middle of nowhere with no electricity.
Yeah, well, I mean, probably our best bet, especially with depending on how much off-roading we have to do. Oh, this is gonna be a fun trip.
Well, I think looking at the map here, and Kate's walking over the screen, I think the truck can probably get us halfway up the mountain
Nice.
on the southern face. And that way we only have to, it's going to be a pain getting out of town, but yeah. I think we can do this.
I don't think we have a choice.
Oh, and Bill.
Yeah.
Mikhail, you are the only arcane caster out of your group of friends here, and you need this. And he hands you kind of a sheet of paper. On the sheet of paper is a set of instructions. A detailed set of instructions for his device.
Huh. Okay.
You'll note that there's like a doorknob on the device.
Oh. Okay.
There's also instructions for a set of runes that you will need to put around the device on the ground.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I can help you with the rune part, but because I can
I get it.
Look it over your shoulder, or not over your shoulder, but like around your side, I guess, because you're taller than NK. This won't pull energy from you, but it needs an arcane channel to activate the device. So what you will need to do is, after completing the runes on the ground around the device, and you will need to grab the activation knob and then run away very quickly.
Gotcha. All right.
Now, it is weight balanced, so you can't accidentally activate the device until after you put the football on it. But it is very important you do not activate the device until after it is in the proper location and the channeling runes are written down on the ground around the device.
Okay.
Failure to do so would be bad.
Oh, gotcha. Bill takes out a small notebook and starts scrawling down the runes just to make sure he has a backup copy.
NK takes a photo of the paper with her phone.
I remember things better when I write them down.
And I remember things better when I can see them. Also on the paper are like the GPS coordinates of the exact spot in town that you have to put that the actual convergence of the ley lines are. You can tell that the convergence point of the ley lines is because it's up on the screens. Is there's a manor house to the northwest of town. That's, it's a little out of town into the woods. Unfortunately, you'll have to enter in the town into the middle of town just because of where the passage into town is. Now, so
right.
obviously this satellite map, I don't know how accurate it is because on current Google Maps it is blurred out for some reason, which is foreboding. That's a bit foreboding. But this is an old archived image I found. let's go to Halcyon.
Let's go to Halcyon.
All right. So it's a bit of a drive from Halada to Halcyon. I'm not going to bother telling you exactly how many hours because I didn't figure it out. But you've got to go through, to you're a couple states away, so you get there and we'll say that you drive overnight taking back roads because again, it takes you longer to drive anywhere because you're avoiding cops at all cost.
Mm-hmm.
You end up taking a series of backcountry roads until you get to a back road which leads to a back road, and you ignore some warning road closed sign and danger chemical spill signs as you climb into the mountains. After driving on a dirt road at the kind of in the center of a valley, you get to you approach an abandoned the base of an abandoned ski resort. The paths are overgrown. All the ski trails are obviously filled in. It's summer, so while there isn't a lot of snow, there isn't snow on this mountain right now. But you make your way up the mountain. You're able to drive about 2/3 of the way up the mountain before it gets just a little too impassable for the truck. What did y'all bring? Obviously, you brought the football and the device. What else?
Climbing gear.
Good.
Yep. Cold weather gear, climbing gear, rations.
Yes. I think our usual weaponry.
Standard lockpick set.
Muffler, coin.
My brain is still on cars. I thought
No, not a car muffler.
Not that kind of
No,
muffler.
not that kind of muffler.
Just
But
like
yeah,
this, big metal part.
Yeah, a trench
Scarf.
coat with lining so that I can actually stay warm.
Jesus. Bill, for someone without any style, you have a very specific style.
I take a degree of pride in that.
Don't. I mean, I love you, Bill, but don't.
Too late.
Okay. So, thankfully, because this is traditionally like a ski, you are effectively hiking up abandoned ski trails right now. So,
Not that bad.
yeah. It's just that it's the grass is so high and the overgrowth that it was getting into the car in bad ways, so you couldn't drive up it, and it takes you some time to get over this mountain. Did you guys bring rations?
Yes.
I said that.
Okay,
Yep.
I couldn't remember. That's why I'm double checking. Okay.
Yep.
You eventually, because you got there in the early morning, you were driving up. You eventually get up there, and you get to the top of the mountain. As you, well, not the peak, obviously, but you get over the crest of the mountain, and you see the remains of Halcyon Williams. It is largely intact. Most of the buildings are standing. There's a couple of spots where it looks like some of the buildings burned down, like there's some destruction. It's not a huge town. But it was a nice touristy place. There were some of the houses have been destroyed. Like it looks like they might have been bombed. But yeah.
This place looks forked.
Yeah, something went down here.
This doesn't look chemical spilly to me.
No.
Yeah, I'm not buying that chemical spill story for, at all now.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Which is either, like, really good or really bad. NK is, like, wearing, like, 3 hoodies. Okay. So I guess we go. Well, I mean, we got to go down the mountain. So there are like a number of different ski trails that like go down the hill. You can see the remains of a ski lift. That it looks like the cables are intact, actually. Like there are a couple of different like there's a ski lift that looks fine, that is relatively near where you are. You can see to your left towards like the northwest there was another ski lift that you can see that the cables are down on it. And then there's kind of like there was a gondola cable also that you don't know, like you can't see where the vehicle is for that. Just some fun information for you.
Otherwise known as DM helpfully giving us an exit strategy. Duly noted.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a ski lift on the other side of the mountain, but the cables were down.
And where is the spot in relation to where we are now?
So the top of the so where you are now, the top of the ski lift is that it looks intact. Is a bit to the west of, a bit to the west of you. Like you can't see where the top is. It kind of disappears into the trees from where you are, but like because it's at a slightly higher point on the mountain. Like, but it looks like it might line up with another route that you could get to the truck from. Like you just took a different trail.
I meant the where's the ley line spot?
Oh, the ley line spot, the ley line spot is north of town, like north and west of town. So right now you are south of town.
Okay.
You're kind of south of the middle of town. And that it looks like the ways down the mountain are going to lead into kind of the middle of town.
Welp. Like,
yeah, I mean,
let's go.
yeah, looks like we got to go into town.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. The hike down the mountain is obviously easier than the hike up the mountain. I don't know if you know how gravity works. As you get down to the base of the mountain, there is the trail. Like, there's a trail at the base of the ski lodge, like the ski route, like the ski routes, right? And that leads you across, like you go down that trail, and you reach a small bridge that goes over a river that runs to the south of town. And you eventually end up on. As you cross the river, you find yourself walking by a gondola station. It's a large building, and it looks like the gondola, if it's down here, would be housed within the part of the station, which would be the boarding area. But you walk out onto San Juan Avenue. As the street sign informs you, it's a number of businesses. There's a large building that says Halcyon Spa to your right. And it's attached to a hotel. And yeah, there are a number of abandoned vehicles. Some look like they're covered in rust. Yeah. Everybody roll me a d10.
Oh boy. It begins. 7.
8.
Oh, no.
I didn't hear your roll, Kyle.
7.
Okay. There, it's people were talking at once. Okay. You guys kind of hear some sort of like rustle to the north of you. Down, yeah, you're at kind of a crossroads between this like San Juan Avenue and Oak Street. And you hear like something crash to the north. Like to the slight north. The Oak Street's kind of running north. Is mostly running north, but slightly to the east. And that's down that street. You hear something.
I don't think we're alone.
Stormwood & Associates is a production of Nerd and Tie. You can find more information at nerdandtie.com/stormwood. You can also find us on social media at Nerd and Tie on Twitter, nerdandtie.tumblr.com, and facebook.com/nerdandtie. This podcast can be subscribed to on anywhere that major podcasts are found: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and quite a few other places, and anywhere that takes an RSS feed as well. To be continued. Hey, while you're still here, let me tell you about another podcast on the Nerd and Tie Network. And that's Let's Be Legendary. Let's Be Legendary, the Fey Wild West, is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play game. So, an actual play game like this one, but like, you know, in a system people actually use in the real world. Set in a homebrew Wild West steampunk world, The Fate Wild West follows two people discovering what it means to be in a relationship, all the while seeking revenge and learning the truth of their pasts. Let's Be Legendary podcast is an LGBTQ plus podcast with both main and minor characters, as well as players falling under the queer blanket. A heavy RP game with a focus on story and characters. And you can hear it every week here on the Nerd and Tie Network, and you can find all of their subscription information and links at nerdandtie.com/legendary.